Omar sat in front of me with a sad face. He looked down and said, "Teacher, I have been learning English for 5 years. I go to class, I do the exercises, I try to speak. But when I talk to native speakers, my mind goes blank. I forget everything. I don't know why." I looked at Omar and smiled kindly. I said, "You are not the problem. The method is the problem." Omar is not alone. Many people feel like him. They work hard. They spend many hours trying to learn English. But still, they cannot speak with confidence. When someone speaks fast, they don't understand. When they try to talk, they feel afraid or confused. This happens to a lot of learners, and maybe it has happened to you too. Let me tell you something important. If you feel stuck, it is not because you are lazy. It is not because you are bad at languages. It is because you are learning in a way that does not work for your brain. In many schools, we learn English the wrong way. We start with grammar rules. We open a textbook. We read about the present tense or the past tense. Then we do exercises, fill in the blanks. Choose the right word, match the sentences. Maybe we learn some new vocabulary too. We use flashcards or write lists. And we try to remember many words at the same time. At first, it feels okay. You are excited. You think, "Yes, I will learn English this year." But after some time, it gets hard. You forget the words. The grammar feels too difficult. You try to speak, but the words don't come. You get tired. You feel bored. And slowly, you stop learning. This is a very common story. But it does not have to be your story. Let's think about something simple. How do babies learn to speak? A baby does not study grammar. A baby does not write words in a notebook. A baby does not try to remember verb tenses. A baby listens. A baby watches. A baby hears the same words again and again every day. At first, the baby says nothing. But after some time, the baby starts to speak. First, one word, then 2 words. Then full sentences. The baby learns in a natural way. The baby learns because of something called input. Input means the language you hear and see. When you listen to English and read English, your brain starts to understand. Even if you don't try, your brain is learning. This is how our brain works. The brain needs input before output. This means you need to listen and read a lot before you speak or write. When you focus only on speaking or writing too early, your brain feels stress. It is like trying to run before you can walk. There is another problem. Many people translate everything in their heads. They hear a sentence in English, and then they try to change it to their own language. Then they try to answer in English. This takes time. It makes your brain slow. You cannot speak fluently when you are always translating. Translation is okay in the beginning, but you must move past it. You must learn to think in English, even if it's only with simple words. This will help you speak more naturally and with more confidence. Another big mistake is trying to remember every new word. Some people make long vocabulary lists. They use highlighters. They try to study for hours. But the brain does not work like that. The brain remembers words that it sees often. If you learn a word only one time, you will forget it. That is normal. So what should you do? You should listen more. You should read more. You should use easy English every day. You don't need to study for hours. Just 10 minutes a day is enough, if you do it every day. This is what Omar did. He stopped using grammar books. He stopped translating. He started listening to simple stories. He started reading easy texts. He learned the same words again and again. Slowly, something changed. He did not feel tired anymore. He began to understand more. He began to speak with more confidence. Now, Omar helps other students. He says, "If I can do it, you can do it too." Maybe you feel like Omar. Maybe you tried and stopped. That is okay. You are not alone. Most people fail because they don't know the right way to learn. But now you know. You know that your brain learns best with simple, easy input. You know that it's okay to go slow. You know that small steps every day are more powerful than big steps once a week. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Listen, read, and enjoy the process. That is the real way to learn any language. And yes, you can do it. Farah was a quiet person. She was afraid to speak English. She thought her English was not good enough. She tried many times before, but it was always difficult. Grammar books were boring. Long videos made her tired. One day, she found a podcast for beginners. The voice was slow. The words were easy. It was only 5 minutes long. She listened to it on the bus every morning. Just listening, not speaking, not studying. Just listening. After a few weeks, something started to change. She didn't feel so nervous. She began to understand more. Her brain felt calm. After 3 months, she started to repeat the sentences out loud. After 6 months, she spoke to her boss in English. He smiled. She smiled. Farah smiled because she finally believed, I can do this. What helped Farah was something very simple. It was not talent. It was not a big plan. It was a small habit, a simple method. We call it the golden method. It has 4 easy steps. These 4 steps can help anyone learn English. You do not need expensive classes. You do not need perfect grammar. You just need to follow this method again and again. The 4 steps are listen, read, speak, and repeat. Listening is the first and most important step. Babies learn to speak by listening first. You cannot speak what you have never heard. So listen to English every day, but don't listen to hard things. Don't listen to fast news or big movies at the beginning. Listen to slow, simple English. Listen to beginner podcasts. Listen to easy stories. If you like cartoons, you can listen to cartoons made for children. The most important thing is that you understand most of it. When your brain hears the same words many times, it starts to remember them. You don't need to study the words. You just need to hear them again and again. The second step is reading. Reading helps your eyes see the words you already heard. It helps your brain connect sound and meaning. When you read simple English, you begin to understand how words go together. Don't read difficult books. Don't use a dictionary every time. Just read things that are fun and easy. If you understand 90% of the story, that is perfect. You can read short stories, comics, or conversations. If you can find stories with audio, that is even better. Listen and read at the same time. This will make your learning stronger. The third step is speaking. Many people try to speak from the first day, but that can make you nervous. If you don't understand much, how can you speak? That's why listening and reading come first. They give your brain the words and the structure. After some time, you will feel ready to speak. When that time comes, don't try to be perfect. Start small. You can try shadowing. Shadowing means you listen to a sentence, then repeat it out loud. You don't need to understand everything. Just copy the sound and the rhythm. It's like singing a song. At first, it's difficult. But after a few days, your mouth and your brain learn together. You can also say short, simple sentences every day. For example, how are you? I'm fine. I like coffee. The weather is nice. These sentences are easy, but they are useful. And when you say them many times, they become part of you. Later, you can make longer sentences. But first, build your base. The last step is repeat. This is the secret to success. One time is not enough. You need to repeat everything. Listen again, read again, speak again. The brain needs to hear and see the same words many times. That's how memory grows. Think of learning like growing a plant. If you give water one time, the plant will not grow. But if you give a little water every day, the plant becomes strong. It's the same with your English. A little bit every day, that's how fluency grows. Let me tell you about Pablo. He wanted to learn English for travel. He did not have much time, so he made a simple plan. Every morning, he listened to a short podcast. He read the story while he listened, then he listened again, without reading. After that, he repeated 2 or 3 sentences out loud. Only 20 minutes each day. After 6 months, he could talk to tourists. After 1 year, he could travel and ask questions without fear. He did not go to class. He did not study grammar books. He just used the golden method: listen, read, speak, repeat. You can do the same. You don't need to speak perfectly. You don't need to understand everything. You just need to follow the steps. One step helps the next step. Listening helps reading. Reading helps speaking. Speaking helps memory. And repeating helps everything. Now it is your turn. Make a small plan. Start today. 5 minutes is okay. 10 minutes is better. But do it every day. That is the key. That is the golden method. And that is how you grow your English with confidence and joy. Amina was a very busy woman. She worked full time. She cooked for her children. She also helped take care of her parents. One day, she said, I want to learn English, but I don't have time. I asked her, do you have 2 minutes a day? She said yes. That was the beginning. Amina started very small. She listened to one English sentence while brushing her teeth. She read one short message in English before bed. That was all, just 2 minutes a day. But she did it every day. Slowly, her brain started to change. After a few weeks, she began to understand more. After a few months, she started saying some words out loud. After 1 year, she said to me, now English is a part of my life. This is the secret. You don't need a big plan. You don't need a perfect schedule. You only need to make English part of your daily life, not something extra, not something difficult. Just something small, easy, and fun that you do every day. The best way to do this is by using the 2-minute rule. The rule is simple. If something feels too big, make it smaller. Don't say, I will study English for 1 hour. That's too much. Say, I will watch one short video, or I will say one English sentence. When you make your goal small, it feels easy. And when something feels easy, you do it again. That is how good habits begin. Another way to keep English in your life is to create your own English space. This can be a small place in your home. Maybe it's a chair next to the window. Maybe it's a corner with your favorite books. In this space, you only use English. You can put a notebook there, a comic book, a small speaker. You can write a few English quotes on the wall. Make it simple, make it fun. This is your English corner. You can also create small habits around your daily routine. You drink tea in the morning. Listen to a short podcast. You wait for the bus. Read one paragraph of a story. You walk in the park. Say simple English sentences to yourself. These actions are small, but powerful. They help your brain feel that English is normal. Not special, not scary, just part of your day. You do not need pressure. You do not need tests. What you need is a good feeling, a feeling that says, I am making progress. After each small activity, take a moment to ask yourself, how do I feel? Maybe you feel happy. Maybe you feel curious. Maybe you feel proud. Give your feeling a number from 1 to 10. You can write it in a notebook. This is your emotion tracker. Over time, you will see your feelings get stronger. You will see your confidence grow. Remember, learning a language is not only about memory. It is also about emotion. When you enjoy learning, you learn faster. When you smile, your brain opens. When you feel good, you want to continue. That is why fun is not just a nice idea. Fun is a strategy. Let me tell you about Bilal. He didn't like grammar. He didn't enjoy English class, but he loved football. So I told him, watch football videos in English. Listen to interviews with players. Read football news online. He said, really? That's learning. I said, yes. So he did it every day. He didn't use a textbook. He just followed his interest. After 6 months, he could understand interviews. After 1 year, he could talk about football in English. He said, I didn't feel like I was studying. I was just having fun. That's the power of joy. That's the power of doing what you love. You can do the same. What do you enjoy? Cooking, travel, fashion, music, games, whatever you like. Use it in English. Watch YouTube videos in English. Follow English pages about your hobby. Read short articles. Listen to songs. Play games in English. Laugh, repeat, enjoy. Some people say, no pain, no gain, but I don't believe that. I believe, no fun, no learning. When learning is hard and boring, we stop. But when it's easy and fun, we continue. And when we continue, we improve. So ask yourself today, what is one small thing I can do in English? Maybe listen to a short story, maybe read one paragraph. Maybe speak one sentence in the mirror. Choose something small. Do it today. Do it again tomorrow. And again the next day. This is how you build real fluency, not with pressure, not with stress, but with simple steps, with joy, with trust in the process. And with the belief that English is not just something you study. It is something you live, just like Amina, just like Bilal, and now, just like you. Now that you have listened to the full story, let's take a moment to remember what we've learned. You met Omar, who studied English for 5 years but still felt stuck. He tried grammar books, long vocabulary lists, and difficult exercises. But nothing worked until he changed his method. He stopped translating. He started listening to easy English every day. He learned slowly, naturally, and with joy. Today, Omar speaks with confidence and helps other learners. Then you met Farah. She was afraid to speak. She didn't like grammar. But she found a podcast with simple English and started listening every morning. No stress, no big plan. Just 5 minutes a day. Now she can have real conversations with real people. Next came Pablo. He had only 20 minutes a day. But he used the golden formula: listen, read, speak, repeat. After 1 year, he could speak clearly with tourists and enjoy his travels. Then there was Amina. She was very busy. She had no time, but she found 2 minutes a day. That was enough to begin. Over time, English became part of her life. It became a habit, not a chore. Finally, you met Bilal. He didn't like studying. But he loved football, so he watched football videos in English. He followed his passion. He made learning fun. And now he can speak about the sport he loves in English. Each person had a different story. But they all followed the same idea: start small, keep going, and make it fun. That's the deep lesson here. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up every day. You don't need more talent, you need better habits. So, what can you do today? Find something you enjoy in English. Listen, read, speak, repeat. Make it part of your day. Make it part of your life. And now, congratulations. You just finished listening to a full English learning story. That means your listening and understanding skills are already stronger. You did it. Let's see if you remember something. Here's a fun quiz. Who used football videos to learn English? A. Amina, B. Bilal. Comment your answer below. Just write A or B in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow and gives us energy to create more useful content for you. Also, if you want to support this channel, feel free to donate. We're doing this for free to help you learn English, and your support means a lot. In the beginning, it's very hard to make high-quality videos, but with your help, we can keep going and make even more great lessons. Thank you for learning with us. Keep going, keep smiling, and never stop growing.